Ready to wrap things up in this three-game series. David Huff on the hill for Cleveland. And as he makes his warm-up tosses, let's have a look at Ron Washington's starting lineup for Texas. Elvis Andrus was batted ninth in the first two games of the series, moves up to the leadoff spot. Michael Young in the two-hole, Josh Hamilton, and Vladimir Guerrero. Nelson Cruz already 2 homers in the series. David Murphy gets the start in left, batting sixth. And former Indian Ryan Garco starting at first base. Then Matt Trainer and Andres Blanco bats ninth.
Well, today's starting pitcher is brought to you by the Indians Team Shops, where you'll get 2 free Tribe tickets when you spend $50. It's David Huff on the mound, making start number 2 of the 2010 campaign. Did a good job in his first outing, going 6 innings. He gave up 6 hits. He walked a couple, struck out a couple, and it was the error that allowed 3 unearned runs, and that sealed his fate in that ball game. Time now to take a look at the Home Depot doing more on defense. Indians defensive lineup. Kern, Sizemore, and Chua in the outfield. It'll be Marte getting the start at third today. Cabrera, Grzelcyk at second. Laporta is at first. And behind the dish, Mike Redmond catching David Huff. More savings, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
Elvis Andrus will step in and lead things off, and you'll notice today that all the players will be wearing number 42. It's Jackie Robinson Day throughout Major League Baseball. And so the number that was once permanently retired by every team is now going to be worn by every player.
Yeah, that number was retired by baseball, 1997?
I don't know, other than Mariano Rivera, if there's anybody left.
I think that's it, because your grandfather he came up right before that in 96.
The 0-2 in the air. Coming hard is Chu, and he makes the running grab, one away. Jackie Robinson, of course, became baseball's first African-American to break the color barrier in 1947 with the then Brooklyn Dodgers.
Played in the old Negro League back in Kansas City for the Monarchs prior to getting called up, and there you see it. And, right above him, Larry Doby, number 14, just a couple of weeks after Jackie. And Larry was the first American League African-American player right here in Cleveland.
Michael Young, batting in the two-hole, has gone 1 for 10 in the series. He has certainly got more attention lately, I'd say in the last 10 years, but for the longest time, Larry Doby was virtually anonymous among baseball fans in terms of his contributions.
Yeah. And what a true gentleman to the game and an ambassador he was, because when I first came up, Larry Doby was a coach. Ended up going over to the Chicago White Sox, getting the manager's job after Frank was here. And Larry Doby, truly one of the nicest men you'd ever meet.
It was a great day when they retired his number here at the ballpark. 2-1 pitch, fouled back out of play. And, of course, he was inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame. You're right, though, just a tremendous person, Larry Doby. 2 balls, 2 strikes. David Huff deals. Long fly ball. Back goes Kern. Should have room. And he'll pull it down on the track. 2 away. Umpiring crew today, you've got the crew chief, Darryl Cousins, calling the balls and strikes. He was at the center of the controversy in last night's game. Jim Joyce at first, Marvin Hudson at second, and Jim Wolf down at third. Cousins did not believe that the runner, Raul Luis Valbuena, would have scored when he called fan interference on the double by Michael Brantley. Now, all that would have done at the moment was give the Indians another run. They still would have been trailing in the game, but it might have changed the momentum, might have changed the way the rest of that game played out. Hamilton swings, couldn't hold up, 0-2. And David Huff delivers. Swung on and missed. Bat goes flying into the Ranger dugout. They had to scatter. And a good, strong first inning by David Huff as the Texas Rangers go 1-2-3. Now Shin-Soo Choo leads the Tribe offensive attack when we come back. Take a quick look at Maniacta's starting 9 as Drupal Cabrera, Grady Sizemore, Shin-Soo Choo. Austin Kearns batting cleanup today. Then Hafner and Laporta. Mark Grudzelanek, Andy Marte, and Mike Redmond round out the starting 9. David Huff needed just 11 pitches to get through the top half of this first inning. Now left-hander Matt Harrison delivers 2 quick strikes to his Drupal Cabrera, who is trying to snap an 0-for-14 skid.
Watch the footwork of Matt Harrison. Boy, you talk about trying to rush his delivery or get it up there in a hurry. It's, a lot of guys are so slow. They step back and they get everything going with their motion and rhythm, and he steps back quickly. It's almost like he's in fast motion. He's on 78.
Reminds me a little bit, not exactly, but a little bit of how Jensen Lewis has that quick.
And he's even quicker than Jensen.
Oh, yeah, he's foul tipped, held on, and a quick strikeout to start the game. It's almost like Ricky goes quick and then has almost a slight hesitation right before the delivery.
Yeah.
It's interesting timing mechanism.
Something to mess up with your timing. But the numbers for Harrison, he's making his second start. He's a 24-year-old left-hander. And last year, he missed the final 14 weeks. He had the thoracic outlet syndrome as well, so he had to have surgery at the end of the year. In 08, he won 9 games, in 15 starts. So that's pretty darn good. But ended up getting on a DL last year, tried to make a comeback, had the surgery, and battling back this year.
This is got a piece, 0-2.
Very first start in this ballpark. He did make his start against the Indians back in Arlington in 08, where he went 3 2/3 innings, gave up 7 hits and 5 runs.
Missed outside with it. 1-2 the count. Matt Harrison, big guy, 6'4", 220. Born in Durham, North Carolina. Originally a third-round pick of the Braves back in 03. Jammed Sizemore, 2 quick outs here in the first. Let's take a look at our great clip of the game from yesterday, brought to you by Great Clips. Relax. You're at Great Clips. Shin-Soo Choo able to beat that out for an infield hit. Then a nice job of hitting where he stayed back on the off-speed pitch to Blue Point. And he's had a terrific series, going 5 for 6 with a double And a home run.
Well, he has reached safely in 10 of his last 13 plate appearances. So he is really zeroed in on the baseball and on his strike zone. Where when we were on the road, he was maybe expanding it a little bit. He's tightened it down. Some other Indian hitters are going to have to do that as well.
Matt Harrison was also part of that Mark Teixeira trade.
Boy, oh boy, did Texas make out on that one, huh?
Mark Teixeira and Ron Mayhay went to the Braves. Harrison, Jared Saltalamacchia, Elvis Andrus, Neftali Feliz, and a left-handed pitcher by the name of Bo Jones all came from Texas. Ron Washington and pitching coach Mike Maddox looking on.
And they just rented the big boy at first base.
Yeah. Teixeira
but went out to Anaheim and signed a free agent deal with New York.
Yep.
So, boy, oh boy, what a deal that was for Texas.
Bouncer foul. It remains 1-2 on Shin-Soo Choo. After coming over to Texas, I believe it was in Double-A last year, or 2 years ago, Harrison pitched a no-hitter for the Frisco Rough Riders. It was a first game of a doubleheader, so it was only a 7-inning affair. But
well, it's a no-hitter any way you look at it.
He's in the book. It was the first one in the Frisco Rough Riders franchise history. Chu pops it up. Might be playable here. Trainer onto the track behind the dish. Has the play, and the Indians go in order. No score after an inning of play here in Cleveland. Continental Airlines, a proud sponsor of the Cleveland Indians. Continental Airlines, work hard, fly right. And your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. No score, second inning here in downtown Cleveland. Indians and the Rangers. Texas will send Vladimir Guerrero, Nelson Cruz, and David Murphy to the plate against David Huff. Guerrero got into his kitchen, popped him up. Cabrera calls for it, makes the grab. One down. Well, we talked about it in our open, or maybe it was when we were on with Al, I forget exactly, but, you know, his need to pitch inside and being able to execute pitching inside certainly can be two different things, but he's done a nice job of it.
Well, every pitcher has to use both sides of the plate, especially when you're not overpowering, and David's a guy that came up last year and had some success and pitched some nice games. You know, but he's not, his stuff is not overpowering. He relies on command, control, and he moves it in and out. And the key is getting it in. But this is one guy you don't really want to have to, if you get it in, you better get way in. He is locked in right now. First guy, I think, in the history to homer in 6 games out of the first 8 for your ball club.
Well, he hit 33 homers a year ago in his first full season in the major leagues, and Ron Washington, his manager, saying all he's doing right now is proving to everybody that last year was no fluke. Cabrera, the shortstop, with the backhander, and a good throw to get him 2 down. Today's injury report is brought to you by the attorneys at Friedman, Damiano & Smith. When you're injured, depend on them. Find Friedman, Damiano & Smith online at fdslaw.com. Nothing really new to report on the injury front. David Murphy takes a strike. Missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Murphy. I think there is certainly hope that the Indians will have not only the services of Kerry Wood, but also that of Russell Brandon by the end of the month.
Well, you certainly hope so.
1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 down, bases empty here in the second. Shoots it back to the screen. Just did get a piece of it to stay alive. Now the 1-2 just missed on the outside corner.
Good breaking ball. You can see Redmond just sitting off the dish a little bit. It's a teaser. It's hard to believe that a lefty doesn't swing at it, but that was a good patience. It's one of those pitches where you can't hit it, so you take it and hope the umpire calls it a ball.
Now Huff with the 2-2, and he froze him. Perfect pitch by Huff. He has struck out a pair, and he has set down the first 6 Rangers in order. Just a gorgeous day. Temperature going to be soaring near 80 degrees. And then
enjoy
a cold
it,
front's going to come through either tonight or tomorrow, and it's going to change drastically for the weekend.
Tomorrow, so enjoy it today while you can.
Austin Kearns takes a strike, 1 for 3 with a double in the series. Looks at a pitch down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Shoots it back out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You know, it seems like the Indians are going to have to see this guy one time just to get
get some timing?
Just to pick it up, to get a little timing on how quick that foot goes, and then all of a sudden you see it's there, and he's running the fastball in there, late on the fastball or out in front of the changeup, and that's the key to pitching, obviously. But, you know, they may just have to see that rhythm one time because it's unique.
And Kearns out looking. Second strikeout for Harrison, 1 down here in the second inning.
Well, let's check out the Rangers defense behind Harrison this afternoon. In the outfield, Murphy, Hamilton, and Cruz left to right. On the infield, Young, Andrus, Blanco, and Garco. Third to first behind the plate. Matt Trainer again. And we told you about Matt Harrison.
Rangers employ a 3-man shift. Elvis Andrus will slip over on the second base side of the bag as Travis Hafner hits it through the shift with a line drive base hit into right field. So the Indians get their first hit. And that'll remind us to let you know that every time the Indians hit a home run this month, STO, WTAM, and HH Gregg are giving away a free HD TV. And our first contestant today is Rod Moore from Heath, Ohio. Now, if you're not registered, log on to STOHD.com right now and get signed up. And then there's a second chance to win. All you have to do is listen to Wills and Snyder tomorrow morning on News Radio, WTAM 1100 at 7:11 a.m. 1 on, 1 out from Matt Laporta. 2 out of 8 in the series. And a line drive to short. Andrus puts it away, 2 down. Well, last night in the ballgame, Luis Valbuena Michael Brantley with the bases loaded hit that ball down the line. Luis Valbuena was off with the pitch because, well, not with the pitch, but on the swing of the bat, he was gone because there were 2 outs. Now, the fan reached down and grabbed it. Fan interference was called. Indians got 2. Manny Acta protested, saying they should have had a 3rd run there. But that fan right there took quite a lot of abuse. And one of the folks following us on Facebook, Alex Hooper, was sitting next to that guy, and he said, trust me, he got heckled to the point where he was about to leave, and then he did leave.
Well, you know, who knows? That's just instinct. You see a ball down there, you have a chance to catch it as a fan, you're going to go after it. You shouldn't do it when it's in play, but he did. Wasn't a whole lot of fans here last night anyway, so he would have got a foul ball if he was just patient.
Well, it's hard to be inconspicuous, too, when there's not that many people here.
The game is on the line. That's right. And I mean, you're going to take abuse from people in your section.
You can follow us this year on Facebook. Log on to Facebook.com/STO Matt. If you got a question for Rick or myself, let us know. Bouncing ball up the gut. And Andrus couldn't field it cleanly, and the Indians catch a break. Almost looked like Ricky was trying to come up too quickly, and the ball stayed down on him.
I think that's exactly what happened. He tried to flip it before he caught it. It'll go as an error, the 5th error for the Rangers on the year. And this guy, sure-handedly, watched and see if he takes his eye off of it. Sure did. Tried to flip it on that in-between hop and just didn't. See, that head was up a little bit. Keeps the inning going. See if they can take advantage of it.
And now a high pop in the left. David Murphy makes the grab, and the Indians strand a pair. Through 2. No score. the third here at Progressive Field on a beautiful summer-like afternoon.
Go try, that's right.
Leading off for the Rangers, it's former Indian Ryan Garko. Now, Garko was in spring training with Seattle, and I caught up with him when the Indians were playing the Mariners at the Seattle spring training complex. And, you know, at that point, he wasn't really sure how or if he really fit in with the Seattle plans and their ball club at that time. And as it turned out, they ended up cutting him loose, but he caught right on with Texas.
Well, after Ryan left here and went to San Francisco, you know, didn't really pan out there. I don't know if they liked his defense or he didn't fit into that style over there.
Popped up, foul ground. Here comes Laporta. Makes the grab. One down. Time now for our Subway Fresh Face of the game. Let's take you down on the farm and check out Hector Rondon. Last night, 6 innings. Only 1 earned run, 5 hits, one up with a no decision, but the Clippers won their 4th straight by a final of 3-2. That's our Subway Fresh Face of the game. Subway, play hard, eat fresh. And that's been a question that we've had fans wondering about on our Facebook page, Rick, and that is with regards to Hector Rondon, and I think also Carlos Carrasco, and maybe even Jeanmar Gomez to some extent. At what point would you see those guys getting a call-up this year? And that's eliminating injury, just, you know, a chance to maybe see them at the big leagues at some point.
I don't see him. I don't know. I mean, that's hard to say. You got young guys in the starting rotation now, and if they pan out, then, I mean, where are they going to fit? That's a question for Ross Atkins in the minor league. I mean, it's hard to say. If there's no injuries involved, I don't see him here this year.
Right now, you're looking at, you know, a rotation that already has young pitchers like David Huff, Justin Masterson, who's hopefully going to get a first full season as a starter.
You got Jake coming back. Carmona's doing very well. I don't see where the fit is when you say no injuries.
Yeah, Mitch Talbot, of course, getting his first shot as a starter.
There's one, and I haven't seen enough of Mitch to really understand, you know, what's going on. But 4 of those 5 spots are locked in. And the other one, Laffey, who is going for that 5th spot, he's out in the bullpen. So, you know, a lot of different things happen throughout the course of the year. So you can't sit down and project when you can see these guys. I mean, so much takes place.
I always remember Eric Wood saying players usually make the decisions for you, whether it be an injury, a guy goes down, and then you're forced to make the decision because of that, or purely by performance. Here's the 0-2. Just missed.
Well, truly, how long are you going to stay with, let's say, somebody that is not being successful, but they're a young guy?
You want to give him an opportunity.
I mean, you've got to give him an opportunity.
Boy, that looked like a strike, didn't it?
Well, when he misses, he's just off the dish, which is perfect.
Hit him in the box for a foul ball.
I mean, even though that they're not swinging at it and he's just off the plate, that's a good pitch. They're starting to tinker with it. And again, Mike Redmond behind the plate, you know, he's just going to move off that plate a little bit to keep him zoned in on that target where he wants it. That's the key to getting ahead in the count. When you're ahead 0-2, you want that pitch off the plate. You don't really necessarily want to throw a strike. You tease them, or you can set up your next pitch down the road like that cutter inside there. When you go away with a good fastball and just miss and he doesn't bite.
So far, 34 pitches for David Huff and 26 have been strikes.
Love it.
Mike Redmond puts him down. Huff nods and rolls. And this one is hit pretty well in deep center, but Sizemore will make the catch. 9 up, 9 down for David Huff. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. No score in Cleveland.
Tell you what, these two left-handed pitchers are getting out there, and they are throwing strikes. David Huff, 7 of 9 first pitch strikes. And that is the first time that Matt Harrison has missed today. He was 8 of 8. So he is now 8 of 9. So these guys are out there going strike one.
Mike Redmond 1 for 4. And the home opener. Fouled out of play. 2 balls and a strike.
I got to send along a happy 100th birthday to Marge Gordon of Westlake. Marge, very happy birthday. They are celebrating today out in Westlake. The party is going on, watching the ball game, so very happy 100th, Marge.
Sliced foul down the right side, 2-2. Well, we also want to send along special hello to Shirley Albaugh in Sandyville, Ohio. 83 years young, and she watches every game. Diehard Indians fan. Got a note here from her daughter, Sherry.
All right, very happy. Well, that's right. It's a birthday on tax day. April 15th. Make sure you stopped at the post office.
I did already.
I know, and on your way in, I'm sure.
High drive, right field, Cruz back, pulls it down. 1 away here in the 3rd.
Well, the Tribe will take on the White Sox this weekend, and you can save big with special super value ticket prices. Tickets for the 3-game series are up to 50% off, and you can get field box seats for just $25. Great seats still remain, so call 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com.
As Dribble Cabrera struck out his first time up. Chased one up above the belt, and it's 1-1. That was something the Indians did a lot of last night. Tommy Bowe telling us the Indians had 39 swings and misses in the first 2 games of this series, but 29 of those came last night.
Yeah. Well, and Cabrera is an excellent low ball hitter, and when he struggled at points in time last year, he has a tendency to chase the fastball above the belt. He's got to really concentrate on getting it down.
Lines it to the shortstop, Andrus. 2 down. And Cabrera is now 0 for his last 16. I'll bring up Grady Sizemore, who lined out to second base his first time up. Matt Harrison delivers ball 1 to Sizemore, who is 1 for 4 with a double in the series. One and one the count. I thought it was interesting, Grady Sizemore saying it with the back problem that knocked him out of the lineup for a couple of games, saying it's not the first time he's had to deal with that, but it's the first time it was bad enough that it forced him out of a game. 2 balls and a strike. Now, of course, the key is to do the kind of maintenance that is needed so that it won't keep him out of the lineup. Grady saying last year was absolutely miserable, and I don't want to have to go through that again.
There was a guy that played every day for 4 straight years. And then I'm telling you, when you play the style of baseball that Grady Sizemore plays, it wears on you after a while. The body can only take so much punishment. And then last year, of course, he had that groin muscle and the elbow. You know, and you pick and choose. You get a little older. He's full throttle, man. He plays the game the way you want to play it, hard every day and get after. But, you know, when you get older, you got to watch it.
Pitches outside, full count. It really makes you, I don't know if appreciate's the right word, but you think of a Ricky Henderson who played all those years, and I don't remember him having hardly any injury problems.
Rarely.
Played that long.
Cal Ripken.
Yeah. Grady gets into one, but it's blooped toward right. Cruz will be able to make the catch, and the Indians go 1, 2, 3. Goose eggs so far through 3 innings here in Cleveland. Fourth inning, and leading off for Texas, top of the order, Elvis Andrus. Flied to right his first time up. David Huff pounds that strike zone once again, and that's what he's been so good at here today. 37 pitches, 28 have been strikes. The 1-1, just a little bit outside. Daryl Cousins has been consistent. Even pitches that look like they could be called strikes in the outside corner, they're not being called that way today.
Daryl's been around a long time, and he's got his strike zone down, and he is very consistent.
Hammered past Cabrera, and that's the first hit of the game, first base runner for Texas. And no surprise, it comes off the bat of Andrus, who's now 5 for 6 in the series.
I tell you, this kid in this series, I don't know what he did in his first 6 games. He's looked very well swinging the bat. You know, and you're facing a tough guy in Carmona and Masterson as far as right-handers go, and then he gets up there and he's in the leadoff spot today, and he's been impressive. He's going to be a good player.
He's also drawn 3 walks. He may end up being their leadoff hitter.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, they love the speed of Bourbon, and he's a left-handed hitter, and I mean, he's struggling right now. But, and keep your eye out here. They did not attempt a stolen base in the first 6 games that they played, and they're 5 out of 6 coming into this series. But the left-hander may be the equalizer.
Michael Young flied to left his first time up today. The Indians have pitched him tough. As you see, he's gone just 1 for 11. Now the 1-0. He drives this one deep to right. On the dead run is Chu, and it's gone. Just did clear the fence. Chu was hoping for a ricochet, and maybe it would come back, but no dice. And Michael Young breaks loose with his second home run of the year, just his second hit in the series. And Texas jumps on top 2-0.
Well, this is as badly as I've seen Michael swing the bat, but I'll tell you what, it's just a matter of time. That ball's down the middle, and Young shoots it that way. You got a little breeze blowing out. A little carry to that ball right on top of the home run porch out there, or just the stripe above the wall. So Texas will take an early 2-0 lead for Young, his second homer of the year.
Over the outside corner for a strike to Josh Hamilton, in the count 0-2. Hamilton struck out his first time up. And now he strokes one to left. Back goes Kearns to pull it down, one away. Well, while we have a moment, let's send you back to the studios for this in-game update. Here's Al with an update from some of the late action last night.
Yeah, man, Oakland and Seattle on the West Coast. 2-2 ball game here in the 6th inning when Franklin Gutierrez, our old friend in Seattle, now base it to left field. That puts the M's ahead for good 3-2. They beat Oakland 4-2. Late night slash this morning on the West Coast. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Al.
I'll tell you what, Al's Spanish is unbelievable. Franklin Gutierrez. That's good.
Mucho bueno.
Muy bueno.
Line to left, another hit. Third hit of the inning for Texas, and Vladimir Guerrero is 3 for 11 in the series.
Wasn't it you one time that brought the story up about Franklin? How do you pronounce your last name? And you had everybody calling him every different name but his real one.
Well,
as you see that little cutter going down and in.
You remember Ricky Gutierrez, who we had in Cleveland.
Right.
And everybody called him Gutierrez. So that's the way we initially pronounced Franklin's last name. And then one time I just asked him, just to be sure, and he said, well, in Venezuela it's pronounced Gutierrez.
Gutierrez.
Here's the flip to second and on to first, a double play. Speaking of Venezuela, as Drupal Cabrera teaming up with Mark Grudzielanek to turn a pair right there. But the Rangers get on the board with the 2-run homer. Out of the bottom of the fourth inning. And it's going to be Shin-Soo Choo, Austin Kearns, and Travis Hafner for the Tribe. Matt Harrison delivers a first pitch strike. Matt Harrison has those quick feet in his windup, but Rick, it looks like if you just focus on his glove, that doesn't move as much.
Well, you're
Choo
exactly
wraps
right.
it into right field.
There's a guy that's been seeing the ball very
well. Skip
well.
past Cruz, and Choo's got at least two, and he'll stop right there with a leadoff two-bagger.
Well, Cruz went ahead and tried to slide to get there. I'm not so sure he had to do that. A lot of times when you're an outfielder and you have to go to your left or something, you slide it, it moves your eyes as you're going after the ball. He wanted to cut it off so he doesn't get a double, and he probably would have if he would have caught it, but I want to take a look at it again. It's a breaking ball that Choo stayed back on. He's swinging well. Put a good swing on that ball. Now let's watch what Cruz does. Watch his head. As he's going to slide down, your head moves so you're not picking up the baseball correctly. I think he could have stayed up and caught the ball without having to slide. Either way, it's going to be a double for Choo, his second on the year.
Now let's see if the Indians can get on the board today as Austin Kearns looks at a ball down low.
Well, the Indians got to take advantage of this. Now that Texas was on the board, Huff was perfect through the first three. Come right back and answer that two-run inning.
Threw it by him 1-1.
There you go from the front angle. You see, he could have stayed on his feet. He with him sliding into that ball, it enabled him not to catch it because his glove went too far. That ball hit off his wrist. There was no reason to go into that slide right there, I don't think.
Tried to go inside with the off-speed pitch and missed 2-1. And Kearns with a ground ball to short. That's going to have to make Choo hold, though. And there's one out.
Well, Tribe fans, next time you're at Progressive Field, stop by section 179 on the home run porch to get a new customized replica jersey. You can choose your name and the number and get it while you wait. That's right out at the home run porch, section 179.
Travis Hafner will be the batter. That runner at second base and only one out. You know, in this series, before that double by Choo, Indians hitters leading off an inning 0 for 21.
Well, they have not. They've had one big inning all year long. That was the 5-run first inning in Detroit. They haven't been able to put anything together. There's a heads-up play.
Choo's going to try to get to third, and the throw will not be in time.
That is a heads-up play. That's just anticipating that ball. And Trainer upset with himself. He kept it around, but he didn't jump on it. And Choo took off right as soon as he saw it go into the dirt.
Right there, he looked up and didn't grab the ball cleanly. If he did, he probably would have had him.
Well, it doesn't matter, but that put the pressure on him because he didn't think that Choo was going to go, and he sees that he was running. So that's just heads-up base running by Shin-Soo Choo right there. That'll go as a wild pitch. Second of the year for Harrison.
Hafner swings and misses 1-1 to count.
Well, that's, right there. That just picks up Austin Kearns, didn't get him over. So now Choo found a way to get to third base. There's less than 2 outs, so a chance to get a run home.
Hafner with a line drive caught by the shortstop, Andrus.
Well, not much you could do there. Right on the nose. That was right into the strength of their defense. Andrus playing up the middle. They had that little shift on, and he's going to hit it right into the teeth of the defense. It was looked like a fastball in. Hit it right on the nose. Not much you can do if you're Hafner.
So Matt Laporta will step in trying to deliver the Indians' first run of the game. He lined out to short his last time up. Takes the ball down low. A little bit too high, 2 balls and no strikes. And a good eye by Laporta.
Yeah.
He's got the count tipped in his favor, 3-0.
Well, stay patient. And right now, if I'm manager Manny Actor, there's no such thing as a 3-0 green light. The way this team has been swinging, you got to try and get base runners.
And Laporta draws a 4-pitch walk. You didn't know better. You'd swear they just pitched around him.
He
right
may
there.
have. I mean, Harrison might have done that. Who knows? They don't have a history, I don't think.
Well, we're in the home stretch for the 2010 census, and it's still not too late. Fill it out, mail it back. Get that census form in today. Might as well. You're already going to the mail to take your taxes, so take the census with you.
Ours is done. We've sent it in. Filled it out. It only takes about 10 minutes.
Matt Harrison, a little meeting at the mound with his shortstop, second baseman, and catcher. And now he'll go to work against Mark Grudzielanek, who reached safely on an error by Elvis Andrus, the shortstop, in the second inning. 2 on, 2 out, Tribe down 2 here in the fourth. And a ball inside. And a slow tapper hit to short. Andrus on the run, throws him out. And the Indians strand 2 more. Through 4, it's Texas 2, Cleveland nothing. Frappes, buttery caramel or rich mocha blended with a hint of coffee and ice. McDonald's, I'm loving it. By Key Bank. Stop into your nearest Key Bank, start a conversation, and unlock your possibilities. And by Panini's. Panini's Bar and Grills are expanding. Visit paninisgrill.com for a list of new locations opening this year. 5th inning here at Progressive Field, and David Murphy fouls it out of play. He's 0 for 1 today. Struck out his first time up. Murphy, then Ryan Garko and Matt Trainer here in the 5th for Texas. And a ball down low, 2-1 to count. 50 pitches now on the day for David Huff. 37 have been for strikes. Lifted foul and out of play. David Huff retired the first 9 in a row to start the game. Then a leadoff single by Elvis Anderson, the fourth, was followed by a 2-run homer by Michael Young. That's been it for the scoring. Murphy really off balance, just rolls it to second, 1 down.
Well, you can join us as the tribe will honor the Boy Scouts in 100 years of scouting. That'll be Friday, May 7th. When the Tigers are in town, you receive a commemorative scout patch and watch the post-game fireworks show. Plus, scout groups save big, 50% off every ticket for groups of 25 or more. Call 216-420-HITS today.
There is Ryan Garko, who fouls the first pitch from David Huff straight back out of play, 0-1. The 0-1 popped up, shallow center. Grady Sizemore is there. 2 down. Marcus Schmidbauer is checking in with us today, following the Indians game, watching it right now in Germany.
No kidding.
We're big across the pond.
Well, you are. I know that.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch? 2 down, bases empty for Matt Trainer, who grounded to short his first time up. And a first pitch strike from David Huff. Caught the outside corner again, 0-2. Two-strike pitch. Missed outside. The Texas Rangers are in somewhat unfamiliar territory in that they haven't won back-to-back games on the road to open the road portion of their schedule since 1999. 2-2.
Seems a bit odd. They've had some good teams too.
99, they won their first 3 in a row on the road. 2-2. Swung on and missed. David Huff comes back to set him down in order. In fact, he's done that in all but 1 inning today, but he's on the short end of a 2-0 score. Watching the Tribe Battle of the Texas Rangers. Bottom of the 5th inning. Indians down 2-0. Andy Marte will lead it off. Then Mike Redmond and Asdrubal Cabrera. Matt Harrison has given up 2 hits so far today. He has walked 1, struck out a pair. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Marte with the liner past Young at third. And the Indians get their leadoff man aboard for the 2nd inning in a row.
Well, 2nd straight inning where the Indians have had their leadoff man aboard. Marte put a good swing on this ball. You'll see it from our camera behind home plate. Stayed back nicely, rips it past Young at third base. That'll be hit number 3 for the Tribe.
Mike Redmond fly to right his first time up. The Indians had a great chance to get on the board in that 4th inning when Chu had the leadoff double and then went to third on the wild pitch, but they couldn't get him home. And that's been a problem. I mean, with less than 2 out this year, the Indians came into this game just 3 for 21 with a runner in scoring position on the year. And
that's less than 2 outs.
That's got to get better.
Yeah, absolutely.
High pop right field. Cruz over. He'll make the grab. 1 away. Stay tuned after the ball game today. Bruce Drennan will take your calls and emails following the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show, of course. All bets are off with Bruce today after the game right here on STO. Just as we were welcoming in our friend watching in Germany, Nolan Tarantino sends us greetings from Brussels, Belgium as well.
Watch out. They're going to be all over the place. I always called you Mr. International.
Intercontinental.
You are. You.
You. Asdrubal Cabrera 0 for 2.
I've seen your passport. How many stamps it's got on it?
Yeah, 1. I went to Venezuela once.
Well, you go to across the border to Canada, Toronto every year.
Line drive base hit for Cabrera, and that snaps in 0 for 16 slump. Stopping at second is Andy Marte, and the Indians have 2 hits in an inning for the first time today.
There's a ball he left middle of the plate, and Cabrera made him get it down a little bit, and the result is a line drive up the middle. That feels good, too. He put a decent swing on the ball. The at-bat before that.
Well, here's Grady Sizemore, 0 for 2 today. And a Tribe hoping for a big hit from their center fielder right here. Tying run at first base in the 5th inning. And Grady looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Chased it. 0-2. Well, Texas has really had the Indians' number, considering they've won 10 of the last 11 meetings overall, including 7 in a row here in Cleveland.
Well, what were they, 1-8 against them last year? And they outscored them by a ton. Texas did. And it started right from that's who we opened the season with last year, down in Texas.
They roughed up Cliff Lee on opening day. And just kept right on rolling.
Yeah, they were on a roll.
The 1-2 swung on and missed. 2 down. Third strikeout for Matt Harrison. Got ahead. Nice change of pace. And Grady out in front. So that stat we gave you, runners in scoring position less than 2 out, it's not getting any better.
Yeah, last year the Rangers outscored the Indians 69-34 over the 9 games they played.
Well, you think back, Rick, I mean, those first 3 games were just abysmal. Cliff Lee, Fausto, and then Carl Pavano. I mean, that seemed like the Rangers were circling the bases every inning. Oh, 1 pitch. Inside. 1-1 the count.
That was our only trip into Arlington last year. This is their only trip into Cleveland this year. We will go ahead and play the Rangers down there, but that's not until July 5th, 6th, and 7th.
The 1-1. Off the plate. 2 balls and a strike.
Be nice
Shin-Soo
and cool.
Choo doubled his last time up, yeah. Walking in. Welcome to the blast furnace.
That's all right, though.
Harrison with a 2-1 pitch, and Choo a little tapper out in front of the plate. Trainer throws him out. And another rally falls short through 5, 2-0 Texas. Now folks enjoying a brief fling with summer. It will come to an end by tomorrow.
So they say.
But enjoy it while you can. Why not? Days like this that seem like they really have the flowers in bloom and the leaves starting to sprout on the trees.
Well, it's a teaser because it gets you thinking, all right, we're here. And then maybe a little reality check tomorrow, but it's all right. It's a beautiful day today. Indians have their work cut out for them. They've got to get on the board. David Huff's been pretty good. They gave up a couple of runs in the 4th inning, and that is it.
Andres Blanco flied to center his first time up. Looks at a ball down low.
I mean, we talked about the importance of the starting pitchers trying to get ahead in the counts and things, but they've been very successful against this Rangers team in the series. The starters have. When they get ahead in the count 0-2, 1-2, the Rangers are 0 for 22 with 10 punch-outs. But in other counts, and you know that happens when you. I mean, I'm not saying they fall behind a lot, but if it's not 0-2 or 1-2, they're hitting 347.
Ooh. Down too low, and that's just the first walk issued by David Huff today.
Well, tomorrow is Giant Eagle Advantage Card Night. Present your card at any Indians team shop or Progressive Field box office. Receive up to 4.5 price lower reserved or upper box tickets to see the Tribe take on the White Sox at 7:05. Visit Indians.com for more details.
Rangers with their leadoff man aboard for the second time today. Well, they've only had base runners in 2 innings. That's how good Huff has been today, but he's on the short end of a 2-0 score. Another throw over. Now the bunt pops him up, and it's going to drop foul. Well, that was nearly a nasty collision. You had 3 players in the ball converging in the same spot.
Well, David Huff, I mean, he got off the mound in a hurry, and you didn't want him diving or anything like that, but he sees the ball going up. He wants an out. He's not sure if Laporta can get there or not, but you'll see the batter, the pitcher, and the first baseman all converging. And it's a good thing he didn't leave his feet because, you know, being the athlete he is, you know he wants to try and dive and catch that ball to get an out. But it goes as a foul ball.
Again, he squares. It's in the dirt, and a good stop that time by Mike Redmond. I'm starting to figure out, as you take another look here, starting to figure out why we're so big over in Europe. Because they don't have to stay up until the middle of the night for these day games.
Yeah.
It's like a normal game.
Well, what's the time difference?
A lot.
Well, thanks. Appreciate that. A lot.
It's like 6 hours difference.
Okay.
Adam Katz also checking in. He's watching in the Czech Republic, living in Prague. That's what he said. I'm watching on the computer, following it along. That way I don't have to stay up in the middle of the night to watch a ball game or find out what's going on.
Well, we'll see if we can start all our games at noon for him.
There's a pitch up high. 2 balls and a strike. How would you like to go on a road trip to Prague?
No, thanks.
Guessing that'd
I'm content right where I'm at, pal.
Be a long flight. Rangers with that leadoff man aboard, trying to move him over. And it's ball 3.
Yeah, it almost looks like he's just in the sacrifice mode. He's going to sit there and wait until he gets in the zone. Bunted the first one foul, but he squared around every other time, trying to just move the runner for the middle part of that lineup and add on to a 2-0 lead.
Well, I wonder if he'll take it off now that he's in a 3-1 count.
You know, I always felt, especially with young players, which Andrus is, if you put it on, leave it on. Every once in a while, you know, when you change it in midstream, a lot of times things get a little out of whack. But, you know, once he goes up there, he's been in the bunt mode every time. With a veteran player, it's a little different. But with a younger player, I like him to stay with it.
Huff ready with a 3-1. He squares.
There you go.
And a good bunt put
Beautiful.
down. Redmond will throw him out. Sacrifice completed 2-3, and that was a beautiful bunt by Elvis
and he
Andrus.
never changed. He stayed out there every time. I like that with young players. He went up there from the very first pitch, and he finally got it on a 3-1 pitch.
This recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. Michael Young's 2-run homer in the 4th has accounted for the only runs of this baseball game. Texas trying to add to it here in the 6th as they've got a runner at second base with 1 out. And Michael Young, who delivered that 2-run homer in the 4th, is the batter. Huff will turn, no throw. You've got that breeze blowing out toward right field, and Michael Young is a great hitter when he takes the ball to the opposite way, and that's where he went for that homer in the 4th.
That's the way the breeze used to blow when this ballpark first opened a lot of times. But it seems like in the last 4 or 5 years, it has been reversed, and it seems like it's blowing in. Not today.
Pop back out of play. 75 degrees at game time. The 0-1 delivery. High pop on the infield. Laporta calling for it. 2 down. Yeah, we'll see if David Huff can get out of the inning now. Tough left-handed hitter and Josh Hamilton coming up.
Well, it is, but you'd like to end it here. You don't want Guerrero to get to the plate in this inning.
When it comes to being quoted on the record, most pitchers will say, you know, I don't worry about the offense. You know, I don't hit. I only worry about what I can control. Privately, they all say, you know, when a team's not scoring runs, that weighs on your mind a little bit. You know you can't allow the other team to.
You don't want them to score first. And when they do, now you're trying to pitch perfect, and you can't do it. It certainly helps pitchers when they go out there and you can score them a run early. You know, and then they can settle in a little bit, or maybe there's not as much pressure. But now, when you've given up the early lead, which was the 2-run homer here, he knows he can't afford to give up any more the way this offense is going. Right now, he's got to dig deep, and he's got to get them out and continue to hope that they can find a way to score.
The 1-1. Huff lifts it in the air.
He did it. Good
Kearns
job.
over near the line. Makes the grab. Nice job by David Huff to work around the leadoff walk. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 2-0 Texas. Austin Kearns leading it off in a swing and a miss. Kearns says struck out, grounded out today. Swung on and missed. Indians have left 6 on base, including 2 in each of the last 2 innings. Missed inside. Indians also, Rick, are now just 3 for their last 26 with a runner in scoring position less than 2 out. Make that 3 for 25. 3 for their last 25. Fouled out of play. The scoreboard update brought to you by Wendy's. You know when it's real, it's Wendy's. Twins and Red Sox underway at Target Field in Minneapolis. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Matt Harrison, 83 pitches on the afternoon. This will be his 83rd coming up right here. Ground ball to third. And Michael Young throws him out. 1 down. Well, we want to send along congratulations to the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are gearing up for another big postseason run. And they will host the Chicago Bulls this Saturday. And so it's going to be a Chicago doubleheader here in downtown Cleveland. You got the Cavs hosting the Bulls at Quicken Loans Arena at 3. The Indians will battle the White Sox here at 4. And in honor of Green Awareness Day, reuse your Cavs ticket after the game right here at Progressive Field. So whenever the Cavs game ends, you can roll on over here to Progressive Field and get in for just $5. Just show your Cavs game ticket, and you can get in to watch the rest of the Indians game for $5. And that ticket stands will be open just outside Gate A for all those transactions. And the $5 offer is good from the end of the Cavs game through the end of the Indians game. One pitch. Missed outside. 2 balls and a strike. Hafner singled his first time up, lined out to short in the 4th inning. Pulled the string on him, 2-2. Sliced foul into the lower deck just beyond the dugout. Nice grab by a fan who brought his mitt with him.
Boy, that's why you bring it.
Yes, indeed.
After you make the catch, you stand up and you show everybody. And yes, it was alcohol induced. He did make that catch.
2-2. Hafner golfs it into right. Cruz makes the catch. 2 down.
Well, you mentioned it is Green Awareness Day on Saturday here. The Indians will take on the White Sox at 4:10. You can be more eco-friendly with activities from our green partners, including the Earth Day Coalition. All fans will receive an Indians cap made completely out of the recycled bottle caps. And there are great seats still available. That'll be Saturday.
I think it'd be a little shinier if it was made out of bottle
No,
caps.
they're not. You've got one sitting right there in your locker. Go shinier and be a little rough on your scalp, huh? But no, it's not.
Matt Laporta lifts the fly ball deep to right. Cruz back, and he'll make the grab. 1-2-3 go the Indians. 2-zip Texas through 6. The Sierra from GMC. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job. And by Wendy's. You know when it's real, Wendy's. Seventh inning here at Progressive Field, 2-0 Texas. And even though David Huff is on the short end of the score right now, he has been incredibly efficient here this afternoon. And consistent right along with that efficiency. In the second, third, fourth, and fifth innings, he made exactly 12 pitches. He made 11 in the first and only 16 in the sixth. So he has been able to cruise through this game. An Elvis Andrus single and a Michael Young opposite field two-run homer that followed that single are the only blemishes for Huff here today. Popped him up. Brady Sizemore coming in from center, looking up into that sun. One away. Scott's Turf Builder delivers a lush lawn from the roots on up. Hurry in to get your free Scott's Major League Baseball fan guide exclusively at Lowe's. Lawns all over northeastern Ohio will be looking lush and green. These warm temperatures. Nelson Cruz 0 for 2 today. Twice he has bounced to short. Last time up, he bounced to short, and Asdrubal Cabrera turned it into an inning-ending double play. Way out in front, 1-1.
I'll tell you what, David, this is the second straight game. He has really gone out there and done a nice job. He's had 80 pitches. You're already into the seventh inning. So, you know, that's very efficient to an offense that swung the bat very well yesterday.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
You know, yesterday, 15 hits by the Rangers. He comes out today and has really kept them in check. They have just 3 hits. It's the 2-run home run. That's the difference in this ball game. He left the ball at Michael Young, got, you know, probably middle of the plate and took it the other way. A guy that's been struggling all year long got the big hit.
You don't want to jump to conclusions after 2 good starts, just like you don't want to jump to conclusions after 2 bad starts.
I just like the way he's throwing the baseball.
But he seems to be a guy who's made some adjustments from a year ago as that ball goes to Marte, 2 down. He's executed on what he told us he was going to improve on. I guess that's the thing that I like.
Well, when you're a rookie, you don't know what to expect. You come up here, everything's new. You just pitch the way you know how to pitch, and you learn.
Right.
Because you're at the big leagues, and there's so many better hitters in a lineup than when you're pitching down in AAA. And you better make adjustments. He won 11 games last year, and now, you know, he had a whole winter to sit back and understand what he has to do with that he feels he has to do to make himself a better pitcher. You know, if he's a good enough athlete, he's going to make that, you know, that jump. But it takes kids a while to adjust to the big league level. He's first 2 starts has been outstanding.
And as you've pointed out too, Rick, in the past, what he's doing here in these first couple of games, there are a lot of eyes in the stands watching, and those reports are going to get filtered around. So eventually, he's going to have to make yet another adjustment.
Yeah, but I don't like it. He can stay right there. You continue to pound the strike zone like he's been pounding well over 60, 70%. He'll be fine.
Slow tapper. Huff.
Nice.
Oh, what a play. The grab and the tag, and the inning is over. The Rangers go 1-2-3 as Huff has retired the last 6 in a row. has yielded just 4 hits. As we look in from our Panini cam, don't forget to stop by, get a refreshing beverage and overstuffed sandwich at any of their locations. Log on to paninisgrill.com to get a complete list of all the Panini locations near you.
You know, when you think about it, Matt Harrison wasn't even supposed to pitch in this series. C.J. Wilson was supposed to go yesterday. And Colby Lewis was supposed to pitch today. But with a little food poisoning that Wilson got, it bumped up the last 2 guys, Harrison and now, Harrison today. Colby Lewis yesterday. And this guy's pitched a pretty darn good game.
95th pitch of the day for Harrison. Sliced foul out of play. 60 of his pitches have been for strikes. 3 punch outs.
You know, I think David Huff has pitched better. He made one little mistake, and that's the difference in the ball game. That one pitch that left the yard.
Rudzelonic lifts the fly ball to right. Nelson Cruz has been busy here lately. That's his 3rd straight put out. 1 down. And that'll bring up Andy Marte, 1 out of 2 today. He had a base hit his last time up. Stay tuned after the game for All Bets Are Off with Bruce Drennan. And then later tonight, it's Beer Money from the Winking Lizard.
Where, downtown here?
I just read what the card says.
Okay.
Marte with the 0-1. Takes a look. It's up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hey, thanks to Kevin Lynch, who's a sports writer down in Millersburg, Ohio. He dropped off delicious peanut butter pie from Der Dutchman down in Amish country.
Oh, I could hear everybody back at the station going, oh. Yeah, well, we have some up here if you'd like to come up after the game.
2-1 down low, 3 balls and a strike. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that. Marte with Mike Redmond to follow. And a weak ground ball on a 3-1 pitch. Hit to second. 2 down. Monday night at 8, STO kicks off coverage of the NFL Draft with Browns Red Zone. Jim Donovan, Doug Deacon, and Tony Grossi take your calls and emails to discuss the plethora of Browns picks in next Thursday's draft. The Browns Red Zone, Monday night at 8 only on STO. What a draft they've got this year. It's prime time, Thursday night, Friday night, most of Saturday.
Going to be watching?
I think we'll be working. In there
today's
first
Thursday, isn't it? Or next week?
Next week.
Gotcha. No, we won't. It's a day game next week in Minnesota before we head out to the West Coast.
In the hole, backhanded by Andrus, and still able to throw out Redmond. 1, 2, 3 go the Indians yet again. That's 8 in a row set down by Matt Harrison. in the 8th inning at Progressive Field. Been another rough day for the Indians offensively. They've managed just 4 hits. Now, Texas only has 3, but one of them launched a ball over the fence that gave them a 2-0 lead.
Well, that's why sometimes the game can be a matter of one pitch, and so far that's what today has been. David Huff has been outstanding. You know, all 3 of their hits came in the same inning, back in the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Andrus led off with a single, then the home run, he got an out, and then Guerrero single. And other than that, it's been 1, 2, 3 every inning for him.
1 ball, 1 strike to count here on Ryan Garko. Two and one. You don't figure Garko will see a lot of playing time in Texas with the left-handed hitting Chris Davis entrenched at first base and Guerrero the DH.
Not at all.
But you know, he'll get some spot playing time.
David Huff has had 5 innings today of 12 pitches.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about efficient.
Swung on and missed 2 and 2. Yeah, I just gave that stat last inning. I mean, he had 4 in a row. His longest pitched inning was the 6th. He made 16 pitches.
Boy, oh boy. You know, you can average 15 pitches an inning, you're outstanding, and that's how good he has been.
He went too far. Redmond will have to throw to first, and he does. And on the 91st pitch of the day, David Huff has recorded his 4th strikeout.
Well, looking at David Huff today, you got to say this is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it because he has been very, very good today. Working that breaking ball, moving the fastball around, changing speeds, keeping it in and out. As I mentioned, it was just 1 bad pitch that left the ballpark, and that was it. But other than that, he has settled in nicely. He is at 90 pitches right now, and he has 1 out in the top of the 8th inning.
Matt Trainer 0 for 2. Swung on and missed. 1-1 the count. Huff with a 1-1. High fly ball. Kearns backing up. Makes the catch. 2 down.
Well, the Tribe will take on the White Sox this weekend, and you can save big with special super value ticket prices. Tickets for the 3-game series are up to 50% off, and you can get a field box seat for just $25.
Andres Blanco flied to center his first time up, walked his last time up. Now Kearns makes a nice running catch toward the corner, and the Rangers go 1-2-3. David Huff has faced just 3 over the minimum in a 9-pitch 8th inning. Well, the Indians down 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning here at Progressive Field. New first baseman Chris Davis coming on to replace Ryan Garco. Top of the order for the Indians is Dribble Cabrera, Grady Sizemore, Shin-Soo Choo. And a pitch from Harrison, down low, ball one. He's already over 100 pitches. And we do have some activity in that Ranger bullpen.
Well, they'll get it ready, but I mean, he has really not pitched. You know, we talked about it yesterday with the Texas Rangers. Their starters have been the best in the league, and the pitch count doesn't necessarily matter as much. And he hasn't been in any trouble today, really. The time he has, he pitched out of it. Back in the 4th.
Yeah, he's retired 8 in a row. There's a called strike.
Yeah, but offensively, the Indians, they're going to have to start waking up, man. They are, I mean, 2 runs or less 5 times this year.
Cabrera with a bouncer to third. Michael Young, low throw. Davis couldn't take it out, and the Indians catch a huge break to start the bottom of the 8th inning. An error will be charged to Michael Young. Sometimes it's just inexplicable with that third base throw. Looked like Young had plenty of time, and he's got a great arm.
Well, let's take a look at it. There's a ball hit to him. Yeah, routine. He has maybe too much time. He just nonchalants it over there, but they change first baseman. Davis comes in
for
his first play. Yeah, but I'm saying, what are you going to do? That's not an easy play coming in. You've been sitting for the first 7 innings or 8 innings of this ball game. You got to come in and try and pick it. So, see if the Indians can take advantage of it. They'll get an extra out in this inning.
Grady Sizemore 0 for 3 today. Looks at a ball down low. Sometimes that's all you need is a little opening.
Well, this is the middle part of your lineup coming up. So this is the inning to do it in the 8th.
A called strike. Well, 2 balls and a strike. The Indians trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. Matt Harrison ready. And Grady just fought it off. It didn't look like a real good swing in a 2-1 count.
No, it was not. It was not a good swing in a 2-1 count because if he makes a good a pitch as that he made that look, you can just take it.
It's almost like Grady started, wanted to stop, and
swung at a pitch he didn't want to swing at.
The 2-2 in the dirt and a good stop by Trainer. Full count. Shin-Soo Choo on deck. Bottom of the 8th. Indians down 2. Mike Maddox, Ron Washington conferring. They've got the bullpen ready. But it is a right-hander loosening. And a weak tapper hit the second. They'll get one. No, they won't! Unbelievable! A perfect feed to Andrus. And it's his second boot of the day.
Holy smokes. I don't know what happened, but they are trying to gift wrap this inning for the Indians. I mean, you were only going to get one on this play anyway with Grady running. So Blanco gives just a perfect feed. Again, Andrus takes his eye off the ball. The second error he's made. Third error of the game for the Rangers. The second consecutive batter that has reached. That was perfect. You couldn't have it any better than that right there. So that'll go fielder's choice, error on the shortstop.
And now the Indians have 2 on with nobody out. Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, out to talk with Harrison. And because it's the right-hander warming in the bullpen and the left-handed hitting Choo coming up, Harrison stays in the ball game here.
Well, they've got their hottest hitter up at the plate right now. They should easily have 2 outs and nobody on where this guy can face him. But we'll see if Choo can deliver.
He's 1 for 3 with a double. Indians trying to take advantage of some sloppy Ranger defense. And it's low, ball 1. Cabrera the runner at second, Sizemore the runner at first, so the Indians have good wheels on the bags. Chu with a high drive, deep center. Hamilton out of room on the wall, leaps up, it's gone! Shin-Soo Choo with a 3-run homer. And just like that, the Indians take the lead.
There you
Matt
go.
Harrison, betrayed by his defense to start the inning, serves up the big blast. And the Tribe has the lead 3-2.
Boy, that's talking about making one bad pitch. That's all that David Huff had made for the Indians, and then all of a sudden he gets a high breaking ball. And Chu has been swinging as well as anybody in that whole lineup. Gets enough of it. That wind's blowing out today, and that might have been aided a hair by that. Watch Chu. He knew it. Thank you very much. The Indians will take a 3-2 lead, and boy, Utah, they finally get a big hit.
Matt Harrison exits to the Ranger dugout. We've got a timeout in Cleveland. Indians on top, 3-2. Three-run homer, and Elvis Andrus must be shell-shocked. He's committed 2 errors today.
Michael Young, the left side of that infield.
Darren O'Day will come on to face Austin Kearns. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Appearing for the 4th time. He's yet to retire the first man he has faced this year.
What's interesting to me is there is nobody warming in the Indians' bullpen, so that tells me
there
it's David Huff's game.
It should be. Are you kidding me? The way he's pitched today, he deserves the right. He's under 100 pitches. He has been outstanding.
Kearns a swing and a miss.
You don't dare take him out the way he's been pitching. And you look at he'll be at the top of the lineup too when he comes back out it'll go for the 4th time.
Congratulations to Rod Moore from Heath, Ohio. He's won a free HD TV courtesy of STO, WTAM, and HH Gregg. And now Austin Kearns spanks one into left field.
Making 4 straight times that O'Day has yet to retire the leadoff man. A base hit there by Kearns. When you look at the errors made by Texas today, very simple plays. There's Andrus to get out of the inning, didn't see it. Here's the start the 8th. Routine ball, bad throw, no pick. Another routine grounder, Easy throw, no catch. Those are the 3 errors they made, and then it was the right man at the right spot. Shin-Soo Choo stepped up to the plate, hit a 3-run home run, and that was it. And it's funny because when the Rangers got their 2 runs, they have all 3 of their hits in that inning. So that's exactly.
Hafner hit on the kneecap by that pitch, or maybe on the side of the knee. And so it's all come apart for Texas here in this 8th inning. The first 5 Indians hitters have all reached. Here comes pitching coach Mike Maddox as Hafner has a chuckle going down the line.
That's a little slider, or it looks like a frisbee going into the leg of Hafner. Spins it in there. Travis couldn't get out of the way, so the first 5 guys of this inning have reached. 2 errors, a hit batter, of course the home run, and then the single.
So Rod Moore of Heath, Ohio, a winner in our HD TV contest today. And our next contestant is David Vozar from Brunswick. So David Vozar from Brunswick is up. And Rod Moore of Heath, Ohio has won an H.H. Gregg HD home run giveaway free TV courtesy of STO and TAM. Now Matt Laporta, 0 for 2, walked back in the 4th inning. We've only had 4 meetings at the mound this inning, but we still don't have it quite squared away. Shin-Soo Choo, we talked about him earlier today. He's really been heating up offensively. Came into this game 5 for 6 in the series. 2 more hits today with a double and a home run. So a 7-hit series with 2 doubles, 2 homers.
Yeah, he's the one bright spot in that offensive lineup.
Laporta with a double play ball to short. This time, Andrus goes to Blanco, and they do turn 2. Kearns goes to third. And thanks to Shin-Soo Choo's 3-run blast here in the 8th inning. We check out our Great Clips home run counter. For every home run hit by the Indians, Great Clips donating $50 to the Gathering Place. Great needs, great deeds, Great Clips. $300 now donated on the year. Log on to the touchedbycancer.org and you can make a donation as well. Mark Grudzlonic takes a strike. He is 0 for 3. Off the end of the bat, fouled. 0-2 the count. Darren O'Day, the right-handed side armor. And Grudzlonic bloops one toward left. Murphy will make the catch. What a turn of events, though. It's the Tribe on top now as we go to the 9th. Indians up 3-2. has pitched 8 innings. Now he'll try to go the distance in search of an Indians win, trying to put an end to a 5-game losing streak. Elvis Andrus, who has committed 2 errors today and is 1 for 2 with a run scored, leads off the 9th inning for Texas. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. What's even more interesting is that David Huff starting this inning at 96 pitches, and there is not a even hint of activity in the Indians bullpen.
Well, it's his ball game. Hopefully he stays right where he's at. Manny Actus saying, hey, you got us here. It's your ball game, kid.
Now the
Go
1-2. Ground ball hit to short. Cabrera guns it over. 1 down. I would imagine, deep down, that's got to give you a little surge of adrenaline if you're David Huff. The manager says, go get it, and you look out there, and there's not even anybody warming up.
Well, that is beautiful. And I'll tell you what, these two guys, David Huff and also Mike Redmond, they've worked very well together. I like it. He got him on a curveball there to top it off and get the ground ball to short.
Line drive, base hit left field. Austin Kearns over to cut it off. And now we will get activity in that Tribe bullpen. Tying run aboard. Josh Hamilton, 0 for 3, will be the batter. Twice he has flied to left, struck out way back in the first inning, and closer Chris Perez will start to get loose for the Indians. Here comes Tim Belcher, Indians pitching coach, going to go out for a chat just to give Perez a little extra time to get loose. Huff is right at the 100 pitch mark on the afternoon.
Well, the situation they run into here is that you've got Hamilton, a left-hander, a good left-handed hitter, but then you've got the dangerous right-handed hitters in Guerrero and Cruz to follow. Both of them off to a terrific start. But David Huff has handled those guys. They're just 1 for 6 today. And it's a Guerrero single back in the 4th inning when he gave up all his hits up until the 9th here. So he is lurking on deck. Tough decision here. But I'll tell you what, David Huff has been outstanding. See if he can get that ground ball double play, and then you don't have to worry about it. Get Hamilton to roll over on maybe a breaking ball away.
Hamilton grounds one to first, backhanded there. And now going to the bag is Laporta for the out. You get the sure out, 2 down, tying run into scoring position.
That's all you have to do. You have to get it out. Nice play by Laporta. You know, he's still learning first base over there. He can't get up to his knees and try and throw. That runner is converging at second base. You don't want to make a throw there and let it get away. You've got to get it out, and he does. See, he can't come up. He knows one thing. I'm going to first base. Let me get my out there. So now we're down to the final out.
Double barrel activity in the Indians bullpen with David Huff trying to take the ball and finish it off. Vladimir Guerrero stands between David Huff and his first complete game in the big leagues. Guerrero goes after the first pitch, shoots it back foul.
Well, you go right at him, and this guy's going to swing anyway, no matter what you throw.
Mike Redmond asking for time. The 0-1. Line drive to second. It's caught by Grudzielanek, and the game is over. David Huff with his first career complete game victory in the big leagues. And the Indians stop a 5-game losing streak. Yeah, boy, look how excited. I think Mike Redmond might be more excited than David Huff is.
You know what? He should be. That was a great performance right there. He went out there and tossed a complete game gem against a very good hitting ball club. Ended the game with one of the best hitters in the league right now, and he should be all smiles. He earned it, boy. Just a little over 100 pitches. They were fortunate enough to get him some offense. He held them in the game, and he's able to hold them off to finish it off.
3-2, your final score here today as David Huff does the job for the Indians, and Shin-Soo Choo delivered the big blast offensively. Here's our player of the game, and no surprise here.
No doubt about it. That was a gem. 9 innings, 4 hits. He did walk 1. He struck out 4, his first career complete game, and this is one he will never forget. It stops the string and the slide for the Indians.
So the Indians with the 3-2 victory, and that'll make them feel a lot better. Now with the Chicago White Sox coming in for a 3-game series tomorrow, the Indians are now 3-6 on the year. Texas falls to 5-4. David Huff equaling his season record now at 1-1. And Matt Harrison, you talk about a tough luck loser, he drops to 0-1 on the season. Time now for our play of the game, brought to you by KeyBank, banking home of your Cleveland Indians.
Well, it was an inning that was gift wrapped. The first 2